Hello, everybody. This is Faye, and I sell Medicare plans. This podcast for this week is about how do you compare business growth to the growth of a tree. Have you ever thought about that? This is I Sell Medicare Plans podcast, and this is where everyone who's in the Medicare space, in these Medicare streets, come to find out what's going on. And we're really growing to that point where business has to be extremely important for us. Not just how to do a sales presentation or what most people want to know is, where do I find new prospects? You also need to know how to actually conduct business, because at some point you grow your book of business and you want to grow that into a business so that you can leave the legacy that you want to leave for your family, your children, your grandchildren, but also because you can live out those dreams in life that you may have. So think about it. A tree actually grows in two directions at the same time. And believe it or not, the tree actually grows downward before it grows upward. So if you take a seed, everything has to come from a seed from somewhere. Take a seed as an example. And with that seed is planted in the ground. It's covered with dirt. It's dark where that seed is. But the seed actually sprouts downward to create a root system, that base system, that constitution that holds it together, that cemented part that actually makes that seed strong enough to then pop up with blossoms above the ground, so that once the seed is rooted in the ground, in the dark, and it's doing all of this work in the dark, you're not seeing it, but you're watering it, you're fertilizing it, you're making sure that it's covered, and you're making sure that it's being taken care of. You're nourishing it. And as you're nourishing that seed and it grows down and the roots grab hold, then the seed starts to burst at the top and comes through the top of the earth. And you begin to see the sprouts of what the tree can do on top. Now the tree is actually developing in the light, in the sunlight. And once it starts to develop in the sunlight, some trees will continue to grow upward and upward and upward for as far as it can go, because it's reaching that light that it sees, that vision. But the roots is what started at the bottom, the root down there at the bottom of this tree, and this plant actually is holding it all together. So how, you may ask, how does this really affect your business? What does it do for your business? What is it at all possible that you should be thinking about for your business? Well, when you think about it, your business should be growing upward, and it should be growing downward. It should be grasping the roots at the bottom. That's when you're actually doing your prospecting. You're prospecting because you're working in the dark. Sometimes you don't know the direction or where you're going. You're sort of fumbling around down in the dark, but it's all going to come together, because while you're doing that, you're going to grasp something. You're going to grasp one of those niches that really, really catches on. And even though your business will have more than one root, your business will catch one root that will really go deeper and deeper and plant your business where it can sustain itself not only underneath the surface, but above the surface. You're going to have both a positive and a negative growth at the same time, but those two are definitely necessary. The positive one is the root growth that goes downward, and the negative one is when the shoots start to come upward. So you start with learning what is it that you should be doing for your business that's going to really, really start you in the right direction. But you got to remember that seed that was planted does not give up. But that seed that was planted needed to be fertilized. It needed to be watered. It needed to be nurtured. Weeds around that seed needed to be pulled. So this analogy for you is, think of your business as that seed that you're planting. You're going to actually look at some point for the shoots to break through the ground and have such an exciting moment in your life, because now you can see the fruits of the seed that you have been nurturing. So while that seed is planted and you're doing activities, you're doing all of these activities, and it seems that you are never ever getting any place. Those activities that's the fertilizer, that's the water, that's the nourishment for the seed that you planted, your business. That's how you are going to have that seed go deeper into the business world, grab hold, and stay there. It's going to stay there, and it's going to be difficult for the outside forces to move it. So think about that as that tree has blossomed up above the earth. Storms come, rain comes, sunshine comes, all of that comes. But now the tree is sustained because it has a root base. It's there. When we here in Florida have hurricanes, when the hurricanes come, there are certain trees that will blow and they'll bend, but they will not become uprooted. And that's because their roots are deep, deep, deep down. And then there are other trees whose roots do not go straight down, but they spread out. So they have a larger circle of a root base, but it's not down so that it's deep and planted. Those trees during the hurricane will blow over, and they may even break. But that tree can be uprooted, uplifted again, so that it is placed back into its position and can still grow. Think of your business as that tree that needs upward growth and downward growth at the same time. The upward growth is going to be reaching for the light, reaching for the stars, reaching for your dreams. It's going to be, what is your market share? How much revenue are you really generating? The shoots of the tree will represent expansion of your business. So as more limbs come out, more blossoms come, there's more brand awareness, and there's ultimately more revenue. Those are the shoots of the tree of your business that come about on the up and outward exposure of your tree. If you're doing activities, and this could include product additions to your portfolio, marketing campaigns, all of those are the things that are helping you to reach the light, to help that tree to develop above the earth. Now, the downward growth is actually the anchor, and that's where the stability and the foundation is. So the internal structure of your business is where that root system actually sustains the upward climb. So if the root is not steadily based, and the root, of course, is going to include your core operations. How do you become efficient? How do you know the things that you should do and when you should do them? How do you know when you should change from solopreneur, filing taxes on your Schedule C, to actually becoming an LLC? What are those tax advantages? How do you figure out when it is important for you to actually start to grow your business? By helping that upward climb on the outside, by letting more branches come about. You will always be responsible for both the upward growth and the downward growth. But both are necessary in your business. It is so important that you understand that not a tree does not just appear magically. It starts with that root system, and then when you think about it, when that seed is planted, that tree above the ground grows, and it continues and continues to grow taller and taller. So if you have this visual of the tree that I've been telling you about, then you understand and you remember that your business, your Medicare business, your insurance business is just like that tree. If you need more information on how to stabilize your root system and get more branches above the ground in your business, I am Faye, and I sell Medicare plans. You can reach me at 407-340-6282. You can also, if you wish to, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the things that I have to offer for you. And if this analogy has helped you to understand how you have both positive and negative growth, how you have growth in the dark and growth in the light, how you have growth below the ground and growth above the ground, if this analogy and the metaphoric tree example that I've given you, if you understand what that means and you do want more information, then I am here. Reach out. I am Faye, and I sell Medicare plans.